Thank you for watching today's video. I wanted to talk to you today about soils and how they relate to excessive rains, which we've been having late April 2025, or excessive irrigation. This is the time of year everybody starts turning their sprinklers on, and sometimes even, regardless of the rain. But as you can see on the ground below me here, we've gotten all the rain that the ground can hold right now, and so I thought it'd be good to kind of talk about that a little bit for those of you who are interested in kind of understanding why you see what you see in your landscape. So why is it puddled? Well, this is a beautiful illustration of a lawn. This is the grass, this is the soil. If you take a little section of that soil and zoom in, what you're going to see are particles of sand, silt, and clay. Those are what all soils are made of, is some combination of sand, silt, and clay. Sand is the biggest particle, clay is the tiniest particle. So the particles of, if it's all clay, those particles are going to fit next to each other in a way that doesn't allow as much pore space. Pore space is the white, that's P-O-R-E, pore. You can think about it like a sponge. A sponge has those pore spaces, and when the sponge gets full, like this ground, it can't hold any more water and it just runs off. Sand, those pores are so big, the water just runs through, and if it's more sandy, if you live closer to the ocean, you got to water very often for plants that need a lot of water. But I just wanted to mention, the two main things that your soil needs in those pore spaces is water and oxygen. So in the summer, we really focus on, hey, it needs water because the roots are in the pore spaces, hopefully some organic matter, which is mulched up leaves or mowed grass. When the clippings from the grass, they provide nutrients in a different form to the soil, and that's a whole nother subject. But hopefully you have enough pore space to allow roots, but the roots are there with the oxygen and the water. When the soil is saturated, you have water and roots, and guess what? That means oxygen, the air, it can't be there, and so your roots are going to suffocate. And over time, an area like this that holds water, and especially if it's in a time of year where the grass is already under stress, it's going to kill the grass, and your grass is not going to survive there. And some grasses can survive better than others. This right here, Bermuda grass and carpet grass, those are the two that survive better than anything else. But in general, nothing loves to have wet feet all the time. Grass plants, they, unless you're growing rice or a tree that just happens to really, cypress tree that loves the water, anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, just know that water and oxygen is what really wants to be in those pore spaces, what will be in those pore spaces, your roots along with it. So if it's saturated, if it's puddling, I don't need to tell anybody that you don't need to water, but I just want you to understand, I guess if there was a cool fact to know that roots can suffocate. They need oxygen. They have to have oxygen. And know that we are entering the time of year, as you get to May and June, those are the two biggest months that we always emphasize, hey, this is a great time for grass to recover. Once you get into July and August, the grass is just trying to survive, but when you're in April, May, June, that's when the plants, it's not too hot, you're not losing as much of the water to evaporation. So that's really the best time to get grass to grow and recover. In July and August and even September, you're just trying to get it to not die from the heat. And soil type matters also. Considering some sand amendments is always a good idea if you have a really clay soil that isn't receiving water in a good way. So let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching this video. Please like it, and feel free to give me a comment below. Thank you.